friends, this is Claudia the Credit Lady, and today we're very excited because we're going to start our week off with great information. Today we have a special guest, Jim Wood, with his company SoCal Financial Network, and he's an asset protection specialist. It's very important for us to know how to protect our assets once we've rebuilt our credit or we have good credit, we've built a business, we build assets. Now how do we protect them so nobody else comes along and takes over those assets and everything that we're building and working for? So with that, Jim, can you let us know a little bit about how long you've been in the business for, what attracted you to asset protection, and just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm Jim. Hi. SoCal Financial Network has existed since 1986.
Okay.
And it's evolved over time to being a small individual and small business consulting type firm. And over time, it phased in a facet called asset protection. And in the 98 area and beyond, I had been in corporate for quite a while. Along that time frame, I got into investing in properties and flipping properties and being an investor. I learned about using trust, asset protection using trust combined with corporation. There's two different bodies of law, trust law and corporate law. And then you have simple, like you own one home or you have a more complex situation. And so there just became a lot about asset protection that I ended up focusing my business a lot in that direction. So I still do a lot of consulting for people and troubleshooting their tax issues or just mainly cash flows and troubles that we figure out solutions for. But in and around it, then it ended up being a lot of people own properties, and so that's it. It evolved in that manner. Okay.
My question would be for a lot of our viewers that are not so familiar with the industry or a lot of the terminologies, what is asset protection and who does it benefit?
Okay. Asset protection can be, you own things, and you would, a couple of things. You want to be protected from the frivolous lawsuit, from things like that. You want your assets protected to be able to pass to your heirs. So you own things, and you don't necessarily want them out into being in the public knowledge that how much you own. Go ahead.
When you're talking about owning things, are you talking about homes, cars, business?
So I was addressing your asset protection, very broad-based of things you own. But specifically in my focus in my business and with the service I'm providing in asset protection is in regards to your real estate. When you own real estate, one of the things about it, when you own it, it's actually public documentation record. So if you own a few homes, your name is out there. If there's something goes wrong with one home, and somebody says, hey, I got hurt at your property, because you have some rental properties. Somebody can go and say, well, I got hurt at this address. And they can look up and go, oh, John Smith owns that home. Well, what else does John Smith own? And inside of about 20 minutes, I can go through all the counties in California and a couple surrounding states, and I can find every home you own. And so with that, I can also then choose to, if somebody's trying to bring a lawsuit, they can go name every asset you own. Even if you think, well, I never brag, I never tell anybody what I own. It's public record. So asset protection, there's techniques where your name is no longer reflected. In the investment, in asset protection, there's a primary premise called own nothing, control everything. So you still control your asset, but you no longer own it. That's one of the things.
And that's perfectly explained, because a lot of the times we think we own everything until somebody else takes it, and then we realize we should have done something to protect it. In the industry or with this economy, how affordable is asset protection for a small business owner, or even for a middle-class family that owns probably one home, maybe two homes? How affordable is the service of asset protection to those people that are just trying to make it month by month?
The answer to that is that it's a very wide scope. So if you think, I should do something to protect myself, and you go down to your local attorney, no bash on attorney, but they have licenses, they have a lot of legal insurance, they have malpractice, they have, the
Right.
appropriate flavors of their. When you go talk to an attorney about a trust, you may be quoted $2,500 and up and up. So attorneys are qualified, but many don't work with land trusts as much as they work with corporations.
Got it.
So you can be told about corporations, you can be told about trusts. So if you come to a service like mine, let's say one home, you're probably looking in the range of around $600 to $800, and going up if you have other properties. If you had multiple properties, you'd still probably be looking at a total investment of between about $1,200 to $1,800.
Okay, very affordable.
It is. It's because listen, one of the things is when we finally have you understand. It takes a while for you to understand. I don't own, but I control. Okay, how is that I don't own anymore? Tell me that again. Once we get that across, handling the rest of your homes, it's more of the administrative paperwork of setting up. The bulk of the time initially was getting the person to understand one home or 6 homes. What are you doing with my assets? So when we get that across, the rest we can drop the price a lot because then it's not as much time. It's just paperwork.
One last question, Jim. In your experience in your business, how do you see credit or low credit scores affecting your clients based on their scenarios or their situations?
Oh my goodness. Well, low scores in general just have such a drawback for anybody, anything you want to go talk about. Purchasing homes, even in the sale of your home or your credit can come up. It's so useful to have a better score than a low score.
Correct.
And the difference, it more generalized, not just asset protection, but if you're going out to buy a car or something, if you have a moderate score, you have a 640 score, you can probably be talking 6-7% interest rate at your car dealer. You have a 600, 580 score, you might be talking 22%.
Right.
I mean, the payment difference is huge.
It's huge. Yes.
You might be talking $150 or $320 on the same car. Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay.
Well, thank you. Jim, do you want to let our viewers know your phone number just in case they have more questions? They can
Certainly.
definitely get in touch with you and learn a little bit more in detail what asset protection is and how it can definitely help your family.
Oh, thanks. Well, that'd be great. My phone number, my direct line is 714-390-5776. We have a website that has a lot of information, a lot of frequently asked questions, etc. That website is www.SoCalFinancialNetwork.com. And there's a lot of data on there, and there's an 800 number, and etc., and an email, all that. So.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you so much for sharing all this information. And friends, have a great week. And always remember, let's educate ourselves. Let's have an awesome, fantastic week. Let's look at protecting our assets so then our work, our hard work really becomes something meaningful and something that we can give back to our families. Thank you. God bless. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.